The first thing I want you to think about when you're wanting to kind of go down this path of being a content creator is, what kind of content do you want to create? That seems like a really basic question, but the amount of people that don't fully think about it before they actually hit record is quite baffling to me. So look at who inspires you. What kind of content are you consuming at the moment? Now, it doesn't mean that's the content you want to create, but it is something that you need to think about. What are the things, where are the places that you go to consume information or content? And what do you like about those people, those places? For me personally, I love listening to podcasts. I'm a podcast producer and have been for almost a decade. So it was a natural progression for me to start my own podcast here, knowing that we work with clients all over the world producing their podcasts for many, many years, even before I got into the game myself. It felt like an easy jump for me because I had that kind of unfair advantage of having all the equipment, knowing how everything worked already. And then it was easier for me to just hit record and do content like this because a podcast just makes sense for me. It also makes sense for my target market, who I'm trying to reach. What they might want to know is the things that I also know about. So that to me wasn't a big stretch. But it's not just podcasters that I like. I also love to listen to music, and I find many musicians really inspiring. I love a lot of content that I see on TikTok of just musicians that people don't know about too much yet, but they're producing music that I find really interesting and fun and great to listen to, and they produce things in a way that's different to other stuff that I see. When I was deciding what kind of content I wanted to create, I just went through what are the aspects of these people that I look to, that I listen to, that I watch already. What are the aspects of those that I feel like I really want to create content around? And it's not to copy at all. I just use them as the inspiration, as the jumping off point, as the, I like the way they deliver things. How can I deliver my content in a way that's true to who I am and is fun, yeah? So when you're thinking about yourself, then you need to sit down now with a piece of paper and you need to go through and decide, okay, I'm going to make a list of, let's say, 10 to 15 creators that inspire me at the moment. And this might take you a couple of days to establish. You could have a jumping off point, writing down really quickly, and then over the next couple of days, add to that list as well. And I want you to not stop there. So instead of just writing down these people, I want you to go and watch, listen to some of their content and get some ideas from there. So really look at the way they produce things. Do they have multiple camera angles? Are they just using their phones? Do they have microphones? Do they appear to have good lighting? Or are they recording outside? Is it more vlogging style? Are they working with friends, or are they solo creators? Do they appear to edit all their stuff themselves? Or have they mentioned that they do? Or do they outsource that? I want you to sort of compile a little bit of a list in this beginning phase, this content creation journey phase, of what you're actually going to create and how you're going to create it. When you're looking at these people and this list that you've created, the next thing I want you to establish is, what about these creators do you really love? So is it their personality? Do they just have a really fun, engaging personality that you feel like you could listen or watch all day long? Is it that they've thoroughly researched a topic and you feel like they've really gone down a rabbit hole of information that they've spent a lot of time in, and then you've been able to learn a lot from that person? Perhaps it's just that the content is really well presented. So they have, again, like I said, good lighting, good microphone, good camera. Can you see that? The fact that you keep coming back because the production value is just so good that you just want to keep watching it. Maybe it's that the content makes you feel something specifically, whether that's sadness or happiness or excitement or a sense of being a part of something that they're doing, but you feel like you're coming along for the ride. Or maybe it's the community that they've built. So you keep coming back to them because they engage with you and people in their community via a platform like Discord, or there's just a lot of comments on their YouTube channel and people are really discussing things and getting into the nitty-gritty of something. Does that make you keep coming back? So I want you to sit down and write out not only the person or the group of people or whatever it is, the inspiration, then go deeper than that. Sit there and go, okay, what about that person? What about that creator makes me want to keep coming back? Once that's been established, then it's much easier for you to sit there and think about, well, what elements do I want to actually incorporate into my own content? Do I want to make people feel a certain way? Do I want to get really into the research of a particular topic and just disseminate things in a way that feels like people would really understand it and would keep coming back for? Do I want to be able to just have fun with my friends and have people witness that? Because that creates a sense of joy as well. Do I want to show people more about my life and encourage them to change the way they're living as well? Am I super into sustainability? I want to showcase for people how our actions are damaging the climate or the things that we can do to create a world that is happier. So take this time now, write out these things and get a really clear picture as to what kind of content you want to create. Is it a podcast? Is it YouTube videos? Is it instructional content? Is it audiobook narration, something dramatic? Is it comedy? Is it something just fun and lighthearted? Is it interviews? What kind of content do you want to create? Who do you look to for inspiration currently? Why do you keep coming back to their content? And what do you want to do with your own content? How do you want people to feel? Why would they keep coming back to you? And once you've established all of those things, then you are free to move on to how to actually find the topics that are going to suit that content.